and Living Today show. And I want to say thank you for coming on tonight. I am trying to see who all is on, so I want to say thank you for coming. It has been a pleasure to have to be a part of this broadcast, and I thank you all for supporting on tonight. If you are watching this video live, please hashtag live. Uh, Put up the city or the country that you're in. I was told some people from the Bahamas and Africa have been watching, and I appreciate you. I appreciate all those that are watching. But please hashtag out your name, your city. Also, I want to say if you are an entrepreneur, because I'm an entrepreneur and I know how those connections are, and I know that some people might want to network with you or they might want to purchase your products. So please put that in the comments. I thank you for coming on tonight. But I want to talk to you, and I won't be long. I'm going to talk to you something about moving two simple steps, moving from fear to faith. And when you really boil it down to the lowest common denominator, it is simple. Sometimes we over think the process. I know I am. I overthink a lot of things. And because I overthink some things, sometimes I used to fall into worry. And I can tell you, as a single mom, I would worry about my sons because they're Black young men, and I would always worry, well, did you make it to the game? Are you on your way home? When you're in a car accident? I mean, that worried me to the point that sometimes my hair fell out. I would worry about my bills. I would worry about my health. I mean, I was a worried person. I had the T-shirt, the badge, everything that went along with it. I was a worry wart. I mean, I worried about a lot of things, and I think the biggest thing I worried about when I moved from Baltimore, from Kansas, was about my home. Yeah, God, you told me to move from Kansas to Baltimore to come up here for ministry, but my home's not sold. And I'm like, I'm trying to make mortgage in Kansas. I'm trying to pay an apartment up here. I'm barely have enough to make it. God, when is this going to stop? Because you told me to come here. And I worried. I kept worrying, God, I don't have the money. Then the home went into like I just stopped paying it because I couldn't afford it. They kept saying, we're going to foreclose on your home. So I didn't get any sleep. I lost weight. Like I said, my hair was falling out. I was always anxious, what's going to happen to the house. So God began to tell me, you've got to understand that you can't change this thing. I had to learn that I could not control that. Some things we have to understand that we can't control it. I couldn't control that. I couldn't afford that. I couldn't move back to Kansas because God told me to stay in Baltimore, and I feared that more. I could control the situation with my divorce. I couldn't control that. I couldn't control if something bad happened to my sons. I couldn't control that. I mean, I lived in fear for a long time. Yeah, I'd smile and I'd come to church, but I'd be worried about bills. What if they cut the water off? What if they cut the electric off? And a couple of times it did get cut off because I didn't pay it, think about a day or two later, and I worried about it. But it didn't change my situation. Worrying only made it worse. Worrying will not make a difference in our situation. It only causes us to get agitated more. See, when we worry, we get angry. Sometimes we get angry and mad at our situations. Like, why am I in this situation? I'm doing all that I know how to do. Why am I here? God, I give my tithes. I don't be in other people's business. And I couldn't understand why. Yes, I thought about the Job situation, but when you in that situation, you ain't thinking about Job. I know I didn't. I was thinking, I pray I don't get in the Job situation when my children die and my body get all boils. I was worried. But it didn't change my situation. I had to realize that my situation will only change about the things that I can control. When we move from fear to faith, the second thing is start thinking about the things you can control. I know that I could change my response from worrying to saying, God, you got this. God, I know you're not sitting on the throne just looking at me saying, okay, I'm just watching you go through to see what you're going to do. No, God doesn't do that. I had to think about, okay, Felice, you can control your spending. Stop spending so much. You can control those panic attacks by getting on your knees and saying, okay, praying to God, spending more time with Him. See, when we spend more time with God, fear may try to come in, but it won't take us over. Can you put that in the comments? Hashtag no more fear. Hashtag no more fear. Put in the comments, fear will not overtake me. That's an affirmation we need to put on our wall, on our mirror, somewhere. Fear is not going to overtake me because I can control my response. I don't have to get mad because situations are not going my way. Situations are going God's way when I know I'm doing what God says to do. So, are you moving from fear to faith with me on today? If you are, say yes. If you're moving with me from fear to faith today, say yes. If you no longer allow those things that you can't control to control you, put yes in the comments. I'm moving to a place where I can control my thoughts, my emotions, and my actions. And the benefit of that, because there is a benefit, the benefit of moving to faith is I got more confidence in God and in myself. See, my confidence in God, He in turns give me confidence in myself. When I start trusting God, saying, God, you know what? You got this. He'll say, yes, daughter, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You don't have to fall out in a panic attack. You don't have to worry. You don't have to get angry at people because they didn't do or have your back like they thought you did. See, a lot of times we worry about what people are going to say about us and how they smear our reputation. I had this conversation with a dear friend of mine. And I said, you know what? The people that believe half of a story, why would you really want them in your life? If somebody says they're your friend and somebody, I don't care how reputable they are, everybody lies. That's how Satan gets people. They put something in your ear. And that's how, and check this out. This is how all the angels in heaven feel. They listened to Satan because he was an archangel. And he told them a lie. And they fell from heaven because they listened to him. The enemy is always going to spell lies about you. Why worry about it? If it ain't true, why worry about it? If it ain't true, why get mad? Moving from fear to faith, people are going to tear our reputation down. People are going to say mean and nasty things about us. They may even try you up, but you can't be worried about it. Our finances are going to be tried, but you can't be worried about it because it's not going to make a difference. But when God tells you, I got you, then you start saying, yeah, I can do this, God. I can write this book. I can open up this business. Oh, God, I'm going to get a better job because you're building, God's building self-confidence in you. Then you'll go through the process. You'll value that experience and say, you know what? I learned that God is watching over me. I learned that I can stand in the midst of this storm. I can stand. And then when you can stand, you become stronger. So when that next storm comes, you can say, I made it through that last storm. I'm going to make it through this one. I want somebody to put in the comments, I'm going to make it. If you really believe that you're going to make it, I want you to put in the comments, I'm going to make it. See, God has equipped us with an armor to be strong. And when you move from fear to faith, you can be like Peter, walk out on the water and walk back with Jesus. Notice he walked on the water, got a hold to Jesus and fell. And Jesus pulled him up and they walked back in. I don't know what storm is raging towards you. I don't know what's being said about you. I don't know if your family member has COVID and you're fearful of that. But I know that if you move from fear to faith, you'll see the situation a lot clearer. So again, I hope you have benefited from this. And I want to let you know that there are benefits. If you move in, you'll have more self-confidence. If you go through the process, it'll give you a valuable experience and you will be a lot stronger. Now, if you want to go deeper with me and you want to work closer with me, I want you to DM me. I want you to either DM me on Facebook or, you know, reach out to me on Instagram. And I want you to join the Peace and Living Inner Circle. We talk about things on a deeper level and we help individuals that's going through tough times, you know, depression, or maybe you're having tough times in your marriage and you don't want to talk about it. That's a safe place for you to get some valuable tools and resources so you can work that thing out. Now, the marriage might not work out. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't, but you'll have more peace in your life every day when you start using the tools that we give you. I also want to share with you this awesome summit that we're having this weekend. Well, not this weekend, I should say. It is May the 21st to the 22nd. And I want you to come out and I want you to register. There are some dynamic women that have been through some traumatic events and they can tell you their story. And this is a sneak preview. Let me get it right quick. This is the event. It's May the 1st to the 22nd at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have about 7 more days. But I want to show you these dynamic speakers. These are some powerhouse women that have gone through some traumatic events, and they're going to share with you their story, how they went from a trauma life to a treasured life. And if you see the link down there, I want you to register. I want you to come out and enjoy. This is a free conference, a free summit. Invite someone. I call it my non-confrontational invitation for women to come to hear these stories about how these successful, influential women have overcome. See, when we're in our situation, we're too scared to step out. I know I was. I was too scared to write my book because I didn't want anyone to know that I had been abused. I was too scared to let anybody know the traumatic things that happened to me in my life because I wanted my word to be perfect. And turn out it's not. Never has been and it never will be. But I did learn how to go through the process and I did get stronger. And my mission is to help as many men and women that are going through traumatic events to know that they are a treasure to God and their life is a treasure to someone else. As they're going through it, they can tell somebody, even after you've gone through it, you can tell someone else how you made it. And that's what this summit is all about. I want you to register today. I want you to share that link with someone today and let them know that they can move from fear to faith. I'm also on Clubhouse. Finally, they brought it to those that are on Android at Felice Renee. I'll put it's under Felice Pope, but it's under at Felice Renee on Clubhouse and on Instagram. So please share that link with someone, and I'll see you again next Thursday at 8 p.m. But join us in the Peace and Living Inner Circle where you can get some more information and tools and resources. Like I said, if you want to work with me on a closer basis, I'd love to share the opportunity to work with you so you can get through some of those things. But for now, God bless you. Have a wonderful day and know that you can move from fear to faith because God loves you so much. So good night and share this video. Like it. Send it to somebody else. And those that's watching live, hashtag live. Those watching a replay, hashtag replay. And I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.